Hey, so I'm in my vehicle because it's resting time in my camper and it's raining outside and it's cold. And if you start talking like you're on a video, the children seem to flock towards you because they love being on camera. So I'm in my truck doing a video. It's been a very long time since I've done a video because in March, when I was getting February's video all set up, I had it was just so, like, I had all the pictures on there, I had all the videos edited, I added little phrases and funny things, I had it all ready to go, like ready to publish, and I accidentally deleted it, and then the app I was using, um, it wouldn't let me add all of the things like clumps at a time. I had to do it one individual photo and video at a time, and I was just like, nope, done. I can't do this again because I had spent probably 3 hours altogether editing and watching it and editing more and adding stuff and this and blah blah. So I was just like, I can't. So that's why we only have a video for January, because when I went to do February's, I accidentally deleted it and that was the end. So anyway, since then, so we were in Georgia and we got a truck and we love this truck. It was very sad to see our van go, but it was necessary. And so this does the job well. It pulls our camper. Excuse me. Um, and so we left Georgia like February 28th or March 1st. Oh no, it was like right at the beginning of March. We decided to head back to Indiana because it was time to leave. Georgia, our time commitment was up there, and we were tired of being stuck in the camper because February was wet and cold, and so we were in our camper most of February, and it was so tiring because kids are kids and they need to get exercise and use their bodies, and a camper doesn't really allow for that. And when it's wet and cold, it just is miserable. So anyway, so we came home and we spent a little time at my mom's house, close to Indy, and then we went to Fort Wayne and stayed at Tim's grandparents' house, and we learned how to make maple syrup. So the children participated in that. And then we went, that's right about when COVID hit, and the last part of March, they were starting to like shut areas down in Indiana, and so we were like, we better get to where we're going before we can't get there anymore. And so we cut our time short at his grandparents' house, and we went to stay with one of my best friends. She has some property out in the country, and she has 5 kids, and our kids get along pretty well, playing together. So we were there. It was wonderful. We did a garden together. It was 47 feet by 47 feet, and we had a tunnel where we had cucumbers growing on it, we had tomatoes growing on it, purple pole beans. I can't think if there was anything. That might have been all because it was like full. and then we had like a walkway underneath, and that was really fun. So that's what we did this summer. It was really fun being at their house and getting to have basically a slumber party every night, except you get to sleep in your own bed in your own house. And then you wake up the next day, first thing in the morning, you go over to your friend's house and you're like, hey! And so that was a lot of fun for me. And Tim enjoyed it, but you know, it wasn't his best friend. So, so he probably didn't have as much fun as I did. And then we had thought and had decided earlier on this year that when it got cold in Indiana, like this fall, we were going to leave and go south. But then God had put it on our hearts that we needed to move because we had become stationary, and he had put it on our hearts to move. And so it was a very quick, like, he gave us about a week notice, a week and a half notice of it's time to go. And so we were like, okay, well, here we go. And so we are currently in I think it's called Lafarge, Wisconsin, at a spoon gathering called the Driftless Spoon Gathering. Driftless something. Sorry. So this weekend, we're gonna meet with, this is a gathering that we've never been to before, so we're hoping to meet new people and make new contacts and hopefully sell some spoons and have a great connection and fellowship with other people. And we on the way here, we took our time getting here. We had almost 2 weeks to get here, and so we took our time coming over, and we joined this thing called Boondockers Welcome, where you can boondock on private property for free or no charge. And so that's another way where you can meet people and hear other people's stories and stuff. And so we stayed at 2 different places coming here, and it was so nice. The first place was in the boonies for real. And it was really peaceful. It was so quiet, and he had a large yard where the kids could play, and he had toys there that our kids played with. And it was a really good, relaxing time of just not having to do anything. And so we could just take a deep breath and relax a bit and just be our family again. And then we traveled 2 or 3 more hours and stayed at another place where she had an art studio in her basement, and it was so wonderful. I love painting, but I don't really get the time to, and if I have the time, I am exhausted and don't have any creative energy left in me to do any of that. And so it was really nice that I could go down there and paint. And the kids did a painting class with her where they, learned to follow directions, and they made this little branch with blossoms on it. And then I sewed curtains for the camper down in her basement. And Tim did more of his carving, and it was just a really nice, relaxing time. I think it was 5 sleeps. That's how we count our days, our sleeps. So how many nights we stay someplace. So we stayed 5 sleeps there, and then we traveled 2 hours and came to Lafarge, Wisconsin, and we'll be here for the weekend, and we don't know what our plans are after this. We might go up to Minnesota, where we have some other fellow carvers up there and friends that we usually connect with yearly at the spoon gathering in Milan, Minnesota, but they canceled that due to COVID. And so that's a basic overview update of what's been going on with us. In our time in Georgia, God really showed us how much He loved and cared for us, and that He really is our provider by providing for us 2 different times miraculously. And I did make videos on that. And maybe, who knows, maybe I'll get the gumption to make those videos from those months that I haven't done them. But yeah, it was very touching to see firsthand that God cares about the little things, like my favorite ranch dressing. A restaurant made it, and I asked to buy some, and I was only going to buy a small little bit of it, and instead the waitress gave me 2 containers of it and gave it to me for free. And it was so sweet, because I was spending what little money that we had. I was sacrificing getting something else so I could get this ranch that I really wanted. And God showed me that He loved me by giving me more than what I was planning on getting, and I got it for free. And anyways, that was really touching, and I actually cried over ranch dressing, because it just is so sweet how God cares about the little things. And so it's been interesting homeschooling the kids on the road. It's a lot of hands-on life experiences, kind of schooling, not the typical textbook reading, writing, arithmetic. It's like I taught Ben to read from a book, using a book, and so now, I ask him when we're out and about, hey, what does this say? And can you read this to me? Or, that kind of thing. So we're practicing reading that way, and we're doing math by, if I want to buy 2 candy bars, and how much money do I need for 2 candy bars, kind of thing. And so it's been fun doing life as a homeschooler this way, and instead of doing the normal textbook way of homeschooling, if there is a textbook way of doing it. It's just like the way I had in my mind that's how I was going to do homeschooling, and it's never quite worked out that way to a T. And so it's been a frustrating journey as a parent to feel like I'm failing my children, and by not teaching them in this particular way, and just realizing that when you're at home homeschooling, that it doesn't have to look like public school. And so it's been a journey for me to experience that firsthand. And yeah, I think I covered pretty much all of our bases. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I will try to respond. So that's it. Take care.